What's going on YouTube? Just doing a review today of the Microtech Ultratech 123-10 in OD green with the Tonto edge blade in black. So let's do a little unboxing and then a review for y'all. Alright, so here's the Microtech out the front product manual. Welcome to the family. Here's some directions on how to open and close the knife. If you need these directions, you probably shouldn't buy this knife or have one for any reason, quite frankly, other than your grandma's kitchen knife. So if we look in here, caution sharp edge, that's an understatement. There we go. So if you see here some serrations along the bottom of the housing, and then there are some additional serrations on the top that are just below the action button, as well as a pocket clip, and I'd say it's a fairly deep pocket clip, which is nice so it's not riding up too high. And then there is also a glass breaker on the edge here, data manufacturer and serial number. Again, this one is the OD green Microtech logo here. There are 6 individual screws, and according to the warranty, if you take out any one of those, you fully void the warranty. I'm not entirely sure how they would know, but would likely guess that there's a ton of tension under these springs, and I'm sure as soon as you were to unscrew, this one would go flying across the room and probably knock your favorite kitten in the eyeball. So I'd probably say not to undo that and just keep the warranty as it should be. So if we now get to the best part, the opening and closing, hence the dual action, the auto fire as they call it, and the retract. So if we look here at the auto fire, what we do see is the beautiful Tonto edge blade in black. Now, one thing I'd be interested for you keyboard commandos to go put in the comments is, do you know what type of metal the blade is in particular? Quite frankly, or how I can find out. According to several websites I checked, it says that the blade steel cannot be specified, as it can change depending on availability, and that's information that comes directly from Microtech. So I've seen some like generic high grade steel listed on some websites. Others give alternative information, but if you know specifically, please feel free to drop it in the comments below after you smash that like button, of course. If we go into some of the specifics now, as far as like the dimensions go, so the actual thickness is 0.125 inches. When you keep it closed, it's 4.84 inches. It's average for some of you guys. And then when you open it up, you're getting to 8.3, which is definitely above average for those of you who are keeping score here. The pocket clip is made out of a 301 stainless steel full hard, assuming this is a Cerakoted steel pocket clip, as is the action mechanism that we have on the top here. So again, most of the time you probably will be just doing this, opening and closing this knife, probably more so than actually using it for anything, but it will slice through an apple, a banana, or any other fruits or veggies that you're choosing. What I would like to say though is it is a great feeling knife. Certainly it's expensive. These range anywhere from $300 to $350, depending on if you have a Tonto blade, if you change up the type of material for the housing, etc. The materials itself, for the top, this appears to be a 6061 T6 aluminum alloy metal. Again, I just think the ergonomics of it all are really what make this knife just feel great in your hand. That and the fact that this is, you know, Ultratech is known for now being the John Wick knife. We'll say you will start to feel cooler, run faster, jump higher, all of the cool John Wick things, drive incredible cars, and shoot like you've been a sniper for the past 10 years. Just kidding. That's for comedic purposes only. Won't do any of those things. But it is a great knife. It certainly is expensive. No doubts about it there. Really depending on what it is that you're looking to do with it. If you're concerned about any type of damage that occurs, it does also have a safety mechanism, so not going to do it now, but should you go to open the blade and it's hitting something firm, whether it be like your hip, it will essentially disengage the knife, and then you're able to re-engage it, lock it back in, retract it, and it'll go back to its regular operating style. Again, this came from DLT Trading. That's where I like to buy most of my knives. Really impressed with it thus far. I've had it for about a month now. Really mostly just pocket carrying, nothing too crazy. Opening up some packages in a very tactical way. There's a little bit of wear that's taken place on the edge of the action button there, and I'm not super concerned about that. Wouldn't call this quite a safe queen. Is something, probably not going to take out if I know it's going to get completely destroyed. Maybe eventually that will change. But in general, really a knife that I would recommend. It's certainly a little bit smoother, so there are some alternative grip options that you can get from Microtech. If you don't like this, I personally find it not to be a concern, given the serrations that come on really the top and bottom here. Again, it's just been a very kind of fun little adult man fidget toy. Obviously the noise can get annoying after a while, but it really just feels well put together. Have a couple Benchmades that just don't quite feel the same way this does in the hand, but I think it's very much really up to the individual user. So if you can get to a shop and check one out, see how it feels, if you like it. Not exactly sure if these go on sale all that often. They do seem to hold their value pretty well, but really something that I would recommend that you check out if you're just looking for a little splurge, a little fun present to yourself. They make this in a variety of different colors. I've seen reds, oranges, blacks. There are different types of blade styles as well, so you can do a steel blade. You don't have to have the Tonto edge. If you want to have changing up some of the screws, I believe you can do that as well. But again, remember, if you take those out, it will void the warranty. Just one final thing here I want to say on the glass breaker. It seems like a fairly standard glass breaker. Here we go. Seems like a fairly standard glass breaker. There's a little loop there where you could attach a sort of lanyard to it if you wanted to. I'm not really sure why you would do that. I think it's a nice touch, certainly thoughtful on the engineers over at Microtech, but just not something that I'd want to put a lanyard on my blade. Again, depending on what works for you, you could find it beneficial, and if so, go for it. But otherwise, really appreciate you watching the video. Please feel free to remember to smash that like button. If you dislike it, smash that dislike twice, and feel free to drop a comment below if you know exactly what type of metal the blade is, and if you picked one up, where to go and what your favorite model of Microtech is. So again, appreciate everyone for watching and hope you have a good one.